Hi everyone, welcome to Open Taps. We just had the RR against SRH game. Let's dive into the analysis first. Sachin?
The game was really interesting. RR flopped after 4 games. It was difficult to digest.
Finally.
Finally, yes, they got their first defeat, and I think it's a necessary evil which they need to have it. This also shows that how their top order is performing, and their top order does not work, how the middle order does not contain the failure. So this is lot to think for RR at this point, but I think this happening at this stage is good so that they can retrospect and make it more corrections for the future games. So I think it's a win-win for both the teams. SRH won the game and RR got the lesson.
Wow, that's a nice way to put it. Yeah. Karan, what's going through your head as the official RR representative?
No, I'm just shocked actually. I don't know what happened. I think RR might also have the same feeling. They also don't know. In the first, in the first 2, 3 hours, they were like half of the team is gone, and they were also like, we also don't know what happened. I think too much dependency on Vaibhav. Not I won't say the openers now also. Too much dependency on the just a 15-year-old kid. I think they were shell shocked once that wicket was gone, and everyone was like catching up to the game. Dhruv Jurel playing a really bad shot. I don't know what that is. Again, what you're trying to do. He doesn't pack a punch at number three. I was more in favor of Hetmeyer, but then as we have seen today, and then total responsibility miss from Parag. You have already hit 1 4, and then at that particular condition, trying to do again, it is really frustrating. And but yeah, the main problem that RR had last year, it's not a problem now. Donovan Ferreira and Jadeja were like really good at number seven and number eight. That was just one plus point that I can take from the game. Even Jaiswal, the same shot he played on the first ball, that was just lucky that he didn't got out. But again, the same shot in that particular condition and with this much responsibility, this much seniority, and all the pressure game that he has handled, how you can play those shots. Really irritated with the top five performance.
I think Sachin just mentioned that this is a lesson learned for RR. In your mind, what are the biggest lessons RR ideally have learned today, and we should take away from this game?
In our previous videos also, I shared how Jaiswal is trying to give Vaibhav Suryavanshi the chance to hit other players, but I think he'll not always click. Vaibhav is like a high risk, high reward player. So some responsibility has to be shared, especially by number three. Number three is one of the most responsibility driven batting position, and Dhruv Jurel, he is struggling. He is making runs, I'm sure. But sometimes cricket shows you what scoreboard doesn't. So I think at that point of time, the three players, Jaiswal, Dhruv Jurel, and our captain, they have to take some responsibility of packing a punch. And it is missing actually.
Okay, so let's get into tomorrow's game. So tomorrow we have CSK playing KKR, and let's get into the head-to-head first. All-time head-to-head, CSK definitely has an upper hand, 20-11. Even for the last three matches, CSK slightly edges ahead in terms of head-to-head. CSK two to KKR's one. The last meeting, especially in the last IPL, CSK won the game by 20 runs. And historically, this is a fixture featuring IPL's most successful team and IPL's third most successful team with five titles and three titles each. So you can imagine, the number of times these guys have met in IPL finals. So especially in 2012 and 2023. As for the pitch, it is the traditional Sepok pitch that we saw the game on Saturday. Definitely, there would be a slight favoring towards spin, but in recent years, Chepauk has traditionally favored batters as well. So, although historically, the average first inning score is close to 165 to 175. The team batting first is it's highly probable that they score upwards of 180 or close to 200. And especially with both teams having multiple spinners, there is a potential that spinners can really come into the game. Now, as for the key matchups, we have the spin battle. Naren and Chakravarti on KKR side, favoring KKR's attack against CSK's batting. And right now, considering CSK's bowling is not the most praiseworthy, we are all looking forward to see how CSK is going to bat, and especially against the spin duo of KKR. In terms of informed batsmen, Sanju is finally is back in form. He has scored like 100 and an unbeaten 115 in the last game against DC. Everybody is going to be looking forward to seeing how Sanju is going to be doing this game. As for KKR bowling attack, it has always been a hit and miss. There have been games where they have done well, especially Muzrabani. He has had a great game, then a couple of off games. I think the more consistent bowler has always been Vaibhav Arora. He's had a decent movement always in almost in every game, but hasn't had a great game. He's always had the games where he picked up one or two wickets, but hasn't really flourished like how they expected him to. The most reliable batter from the KKR perspective has been Raghuvanshi. Even Rahane is not far behind in terms of the consistent numbers. But despite all that, they have not been able to turn themselves into match winners and win a game for KKR. So we're very much looking forward to see how that can happen. From CSK bowling standpoint, we had a great performance from Jamie Overton in the last game. Other than him, the bowler that has been most reliable and consistent has been Kamboj. He's picked up two or three wickets in almost every game and is close to the top in the actual purple cap race. Now, moving on, coming to the fantasy picks, the obvious pick obviously is Sanju Samson. If you had Sanju in the previous game, I don't think I need to explain how great of a feeling that would have been. I think he scored close to 170 points from his unbeaten 115. Another sure shot pick would be Raghuvanshi. If you were to captain or vice captain, he's somebody who you can trust that he'd score like 40 or 50 odd runs in almost any game. In terms of differentials, you can always go for any Suril Narain or Varun Chakravarti, any of the bowlers in case the a pitch turns out to be something that favors the bowlers. And Anshul Kamboj also, considering how reliable he's been in terms of picking up wickets. As a CSK supporter, I'd not be very happy with the bowling, but in terms of how good of an asset he's been by picking up 2 to 3 wickets every game. Okay, let's look at our teams for tomorrow. We'll start with Sachin's Super Kings. Sachin.
For tomorrow's game, I already have Sanju Samson and Gurjanpreet Singh. So I will continue with them. I don't have to change anything. I will bring somebody from KKR, probably Raghuvanshi, and then make Sanju captain and Raghuvanshi vice captain. I'm not thinking of taking lots of changes. So that is what my strategy is right now. RRs does not have a game till for the next 6 game. The next game is going to come after 6 games only. So RR player I will move out, couple of them, and then I'll bring these players in. Raghuvanshi in, and then I'll see next after that whatever game is there, I'll bring that player in. So that is my strategy right now.
Karan.
So I already have Raghuvanshi and I have Finn Allen. So I'll make one change where I'll bring Gaikwad. Okay, don't judge me. I'll bring Gaikwad into the game. One opener has already done his part, so I think now it's the time for the second one to do something. And again at Chepauk, he'll make some runs. So I'll make Finn Allen the captain and Gaikwad the vice captain. And I'll move someone from the RR team only. I think the way they have played, they deserve to go out now. So maybe starts from the captain. Jaiswal will
Instant
go
punishment.
and yeah, Jaiswal will go and Gaikwad will come.
Wise choice.
Oh yeah, this is my team. So before I talk about tomorrow, I just want to take a moment and talk about today. Because firstly, I want to talk about the strategy that I was pivoting towards. And I didn't play for the last couple of days, and I was trying to focus and bet big on today. Because at least in my head, RR against SRH was one game where let's talk about RR first. the top four of RR is all Indian players. It's a rarity. I don't think a lot of teams have all four top four having just Indian players, and that too really good Indian players. And as for the SRH, when you look at the top three, really prolific players, and out of the three, two are Indian players, two people who play really well in the Indian cricket team itself. So overall, this is very well suited for what we call a booster, which is like Indian warriors, which means all of the Indian players get 2x points. So in my head, this is perfect. Like RR, the booster logic is fine. And RR SRH has been historically one of the most high-scoring games. I think it has to be. Even last year, I think almost 500 runs were scored in a single game, RR SRH. So it generally is run fest. And the game is being played on Hyderabad, the flat deck. So I went all in. I made 6 transfers. I got in 5 to 6 RR players. Now, I'll just take a step back and I'll tell you how much runs my RR team scored. So I had 5 players. Out of the five, Mr. Sandeep Sharma was subbed out because of impact player rule. So no runs from him. Out of the remaining four, I have my captain was Jaiswal, scored 1. My vice captain was Vaibhav, scored 0. My third player was Jurel, duck again. My fourth player was Bishnoi, duck again. So overall, out of the 5 RR players I had playing on this flat deck, out of all of the five, they scored 1 run, and that's where I stand. And the reason I'm stressing on the strategy part is both RR and SRH are teams that do not play in the next 4 days. So my strategy meant that I was going out on a limb and dead ending my team, because now, considering the amount of transfers I made for this game, I was aware that for me to get out of this mess, I have to do a lot more transfers. I have to bring in all the RCB guys and all other GT guys and all from this. So I made such a big gamble and it failed historically, like crazy. Such a massive failure. I just wanted to get that out of my chest. Now, as for tomorrow, like I said, I have to rebuild my team from scratch. Only guys I have is two KKR guys, Raghuvanshi and Finalan. I'll try to bring one more KKR player. And for the time being, my plan is to stay away from CSK, because the last time I did that, CSK won. Considering my luck, at least I want to not jinx CSK.